Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's 3 p.m. here in New Vienna, Iowa. That means it's time for another live stream. And today is Saturday, October 24th, 2020. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. I am cold. I know I'm like all bundled up today. I'm just a little bit cold. I'm feeling a little bit, I think, run down. I think that's what happens whenever this time of year when I'm not getting like enough sleep. I just feel cold. And that's kind of how I'm at today. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Let's see who's here. We got Recycled on Wednesday. Good to see ya. Luis Becerra. Rain Runner's here. Ines is here as well. It says happy Saturday. Happy Saturday indeed. It's actually like a really nice day here in Iowa. It started out really cloudy and overcast like it's been pretty much the entire week. But by the time I was done with my run today, like the sun was breaking through the clouds. And then when I went with the girls for like our weekend kind of like hike, we didn't really do much of a hike. We went for a walk today. But when we did that, then like the sun really started breaking through and it was a nice day. Rain Runner is making some pumpkin bread after this. That's awesome. My girls are very excited. They have an entire afternoon of Halloween activities planned. They're going to be painting the pumpkins. We bought pumpkins like a month ago, but I think we're going to be decorating them now. And I don't know if we're going to cut them or if we're just going to paint them. I prefer just painting them, but the paint never sticks very well to the pumpkins, so it can get messy. I don't know. We'll see how it works. But then, yeah, like yesterday, they watched It's a Great Pumpkin. It's full on Halloween season here for sure. Kevin Bickerton is here. What's going on, Kevin? Jeff Elliott, awesome. Let's see. Ben Wise here. Martha's here. She says, hi all. Just happened upon the middle of Ed Bud's live stream and bopping back to here in time. Great coordination. Awesome. Very cool. Awesome. Martha says, Mike, your name came up and Ed said he'd just love to meet you someday over a pint and some chips. That would be great. I would love it. I mean, I really do want to like, I'd love to have like an England trip at some point. And I mean, ideally it would be for the London Marathon, but I also think like a Ragnar would be kind of fun too, or like just not going for a big event and like making it an event and going to see a lot of like friends over there. A lot of runners. It's a run crazy country. It's amazing. And I would love to go. I would really love to go. I think that like, my wife and I were talking about, a lot of the future plans and stuff. We've been talking a lot about future plans lately, especially with like Chicago public schools. They announced like second quarter is going to be virtual as well. They're planning for third quarter, but like that means January, like the middle of flu season, we're going to be bringing everyone back. So I'm not so sure about that, but we're starting to think about future stuff and, what will likely happen in terms of, well, I mean, depending on who you believe, this is all going to go away, the day after the election. So then we can go to London. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be sooner than later, but yeah, we've been doing a lot of talking. I look forward to like when I can make a big trip over there. Steven Gersdorf is here. Awesome. Danny J says howdy. Awesome. Remy's here as well. Remy, awesome. Good to see you. All right. Let's see. Marco Chankoko sending out some of the good vibes. That's great. Mark Rennie says, yo, just watched The Outpost last night. Not a Halloween movie, but pretty good. Okay, cool. My daughters watched. So yesterday, here, let me tell you what we did yesterday. Yesterday, after the live stream and after my wife got done with work for the day, she had like, I don't know, someone at her company thought it'd be a good idea to schedule like 2-3 hour meetings, like video conference meetings, like so one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And the second one ending at like 6 p.m. on a Friday. So that was cool. But after that, we hopped in the car. We got our ballots. Both of us requested mail-in ballots, but we're worried about the mail and how quickly our ballots would be able to get to a place where they could be counted. So we drove the 225 miles or so, 220 miles to Chicago to drop off our ballots in a ballot box. There's a 24-hour ballot drop box downtown in the Loop. And it's like, there's like cameras there. It's by the county building. It is the county building, but they have a box outside. There's cameras on it and you can see the cameras because there's just inside, there's a glass wall for the building. So the cameras can see it. And there's like a security desk back there. We put it's an official, it is a official ballot box. So we dropped off our ballots and then we drove back home. I mean, we did stop at the house because I had to pee and we felt like that was the safest place to pee, but then we came back. So it was a long night. We like 440, 450 miles of driving. I did most of it. I did 3/4 of it. My wife did the last quarter. She did the hardest part though. She like took over like the last hour and a half, and then or last 2 hours. And we got back at 3 a.m. And then I slept for 4 hours. I got up at 7 and then I went for a run. That was not a great idea. My body was pretty angry at me. So I'm really tired. And that's probably why I'm feeling so cold. But we got our ballot done. Now I think I'm supposed to be able to get a email once they get the ballot, and then I'll get another email once they process it. I think in Illinois they can process. They don't have to wait till election day to open up the envelope. So once they process it, then I'll feel like I voted. Otherwise, I guess I gotta go. I'm not sure how it works if it's lost. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping it works out. I'm hoping it just by Monday or Tuesday, it's oh, your vote's been counted. That's what I'd love to see. Yeah, Jeff says that's some dedication to democracy. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about voting this. I'm always excited about voting. I usually bring one of the girls or both whenever I vote. Because usually when we do it, I do it as I'm taking them to school. So one of the two of them has seen me vote every time that I vote. Well, as long as they've been alive. We couldn't bring them this time, but we showed them our ballots and stuff, and we showed them what it was going to look like. So that was good. And Martha's made it easy. Yeah, it was really easy because I was worried that I was going to have to touch a Dropbox thing and then all that, or I have to go inside a building and then ride an elevator and stuff. I was worried about all that, but we kind of did a drive-by to kind of scope it out, and the boxes were all outside. So I was like, sweet, awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Mark Rennie says, Oregon ballot needs to be in 1 week ahead of time. Done. Ballot box for me as well. It is close by. Awesome. Well done, Mark. That's cool. I didn't know they needed to be in 1 week ahead of time, but that makes a lot of sense. I mean, in Oregon, you guys have been doing it all mail-in ballots. Not only, but anyone can request a mail-in ballot at any time. I feel in that state, right? And you guys have been doing that for a while with no problem. So cool. Jeff Elliott says, in North Carolina, you have to check the website, but absentee ballots are essentially the same as early voting. Results will be included in the tally on election day. Yeah, and that was a thing that I also wanted too. I wanted to make sure that my vote was counted for the election day and not only opened in the event that we needed to count them later. And so all the materials that we read, we double checked to make sure that if you either mail in your ballot early or get a mail-in ballot and drop it off at a ballot box, in Illinois, it'll be counted for the election day tally. So I'm very excited about that. And Daniel says, go Timbers. I went to a Timbers game years ago. That was a lot of fun. Flying Banana says, I have a question, my man. What kind of shoes to choose for long distance walking? I'm talking 10 to 15K. I have a flat feet condition. I'm currently rocking Pegasus 36 and it hurts my feet so bad. Let's see. For walking longer distances, are more cushioned shoes better for you if you've got flat feet? I'm trying to think of do you need a higher arch or less arch, or do you just need maybe an insole, a aftermarket insole, something that's a little bit more structured along the arch? I always have a hard time with answering questions about the flat feet because I'm not sure if you, as a flat-footed person, need no arch support or need a lot. Yeah. So, if the Peg 36s aren't working for you, and you're walking, one of my favorite shoes to walk in is Ultra Boost. Ultra Boost 20 is a good running shoe as well. It's a little bit heavy, but it's a good running shoe and a great shoe for walking. The Ultra Boost 19, and then the other Ultra Boost before that, I think are really good for walking. I think they're good for running too, but most people like them for walking. So that's one that I would look at. The other one that I would look at a Hoka. See if that helps you out. It's a little bit wider, gives you a little bit more room for your feet. And also an Ultra, because it's a foot-shaped toe box. It's supposed to be a little bit more designed to match your anatomy. So that's another one where I would look. I like the Ultra Escalante, but if you need a lot of cushion and you're walking a lot, maybe the Torin 4.5 Plush. I'm not running that shoe. I probably will, but I haven't. But I feel like that's probably the next on the list for me. Danny J says the drive-by scope out. If everyone thought like you might, we'd probably be looking at COVID going away much sooner. When we were driving through Dubuque, we went to Dubuque to go walk along the Mississippi River walk that they have down there. And on the way back, it was like, you would think that like, you know, that we had in fact rounded the corner, because like all the restaurants, parking lots are full. Walmart, parking lots full. Hy-Vee, Target, parking lots full. Menards, parking lots absolutely full. And it's just weird. Super, super weird. Yeah. The drive-by scope out. I do that a lot. I don't know. I think it's like the introvert in me. I just want to be like, what's going on over here? You know, and then duck and hide. Martha says, curious about the Meta Racer versus Adizero Pro from anyone who knows both. Yeah, I feel like the Adizero Pro still kind of feels like a Super Adios 5, right? So that's kind of where I feel from it. The Meta Racer, I feel like is, I guess, like a Super Evo ride a little bit. I think that the Adizero Pro has more of like a standard like cushion feel, and the Meta Racer is kind of like if they wanted to make like a 5K version of the Carbon X, it would feel a lot like the Meta Racer. It has that like smooth glideness to it, but the foam itself isn't like super soft. So that's kind of how I would look at the two different ones. Both of them, I don't think I could take more than like half marathon, just because I don't think there's enough cushion for me to be able to handle it. Martha says, Brooks makes specific walking shoes, and I suspect they're really good at. I would think so too. That's a really great point. Let's see. Oh, Chris Yao coming in with the super chat. Thanks very much. Chris Yao changing his, what is it, the avatar over here for today. Awesome. He says, got a stride, but plan on running MAF for 8 weeks. Should I feed it 2 weeks of varied intensity first to build a profile and then go MAF? Let's see. Or just do MAF now and let's try to adapt and modify my profile when I throw more intensity later. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the plans that you can do, because you could, like they're doing the subscriptions or free subscriptions now, is you can do like an intro to stride, like training plan. So like you could do that and give you some varied intensity and then switch over to MAF. But I feel like if you do that, then like your critical power, all your numbers are going to like plummet after a while. So I think it's fine to just give it eight weeks of Mapatone if that's what you want to do. And then when you're ready for more intensity, give it more intensity. And the numbers and everything that it tells you about yourself will adapt later. So it adapts quickly. All right, I'm finally getting warm now, so that's good. I've got so many layers now. All right. But thanks for the super chat, Chris. And it's cool. Hope you enjoy both stride and MAF running. Dr. Funk 1216 says, hey, Kofuzi, I got a rotation of Boston 9, SL20, Peg 37, Peg 37, Rincon, Peg 37, Peg 36, and Rincon 1. Should I add another shoe to the roster, or do you think I have enough shoes? Well, I'm never going to tell people that they shouldn't buy more shoes. That's not kind of like how I roll, I guess. But your shoes seem to skew a little bit towards the fast side. So, but I don't see a racer in there. And then I also don't see like a super easy day shoe, unless you're using the Peg 36, I think could fit there. Peg 37, yeah, and then the Boston 9 maybe. So like if you're looking for another one, I would think maybe like a Triumph 18 would be like a really good fit in that rotation, or maybe like a Freedom 3, or even a Nova Blast. I mean, that is something that I think could work. But I mean, it looks like you got a lot of fun going with that rotation there. Chris Dyke said, I turned my Beacon 1s into walking shoes. He got blisters in them while running, and they work great. Oh, cool. Let's see. Turn-in Healy says, what's going on, Turn-in? Do you feel higher mileage weeks actually help you recover faster? I was listening to Pete Kostelnik and David Proctor talking about running super high mileage helps them to recover quicker. I think so. And here's why I think it is. I think that your body is then like not struggling, but one of the strains that you're giving your body is like, we've done a lot and we're going to do a lot more tomorrow. Be ready. Right. And so like, I think that that's what it does for me, is that like, it just helps me get ready for the next day. Then when I'm running a lot of higher mileage, then like after a race, I do feel like I can recover faster and like, not really race again quickly, but like, I don't feel like I'm as beat up because your body's used to kind of like the abuse, so to speak. But I think that like the counterpoint to that is like, it takes you want to build up to that gradually. And some people just, that won't work for them. Some people are not high mileage people. And so like, they do their best at like moderate amounts of mileage and more intensity. So I think that it depends. If that higher mileage is like the same like number or amount of like workouts, but just a lot more like easy running in there, I think that that's really good. I think that's really good because then you're getting a lot of active recovery. I think you're getting a lot of aerobic flow and building that aerobic base. And you're just training your body to be like, all right, we're going to be going again tomorrow. Be ready. It's not going away kind of thing. So that's what I like about higher mileage weeks. I also like running. So that's the thing. Danny J says, I said it once, but I feel like I should mention it again, that jackrabbit.com currently has a supply of Endorphin Speed and Triumph 18 in a Jackalope colorway. That is super cool. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Jackrabbit, I feel like has been making I feel like they've been spending a lot on advertising lately. Either that, I don't know, or I've just been noticing it more. Maybe I like went on the site and now there's cookies following me, but I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of Jackrabbit. Ben Y says, any experience with Injinji socks? Just ordered a pair. I think I got to order a pair. I think they're kind of weird. Not that interested in like the finger socks, right? But I know there's people here that love them. And, the question comes up regularly. So I'm going to get a pair. We'll see how it goes. Stevie76 says, I saw a dude running in sandals this morning. He must have wanted a max ventilated upper. Oh, man, imagine if that were like a category. But I bet you they were like minimalist. Because I watched like 2 like zero drop shoe videos on YouTube, and now I get all of these like minimalist or barefoot running and running in sandals types of videos, and I've seen a lot of them. All right, Frank LaHuller says, starting my first ever training block on Monday. Awesome, that's cool. Good luck, Frank. Are you training for something in particular, or you just want to I want to go through like a cycle and see how that goes? All right, what else we got here? Road Review says, I hope they get the SL20 with the Pro upper, just a little more stack in the forefoot. Yeah, it's interesting. So like the SL20 is what? It's like a 14 millimeter sack height shoe in the forefoot. It's not a ton in the forefoot. Then the RC2, which I never ran in, but I think it's like a 12 millimeter sack height. And that has more of a racing rather than a trainer style upper to it. It'll be like, it's like, why make an entirely different shoe if you're changing the upper and it's 2 millimeters less stack height? That seems not enough. But then it's like, I do like the idea of like, well, what happens if you double that and you've got like 20 something millimeters of stack height in the forefoot, and it's that light strike? That would be interesting. And it says, I really enjoy my high mileage weeks, but I've been busy lately. I'm running every day, but mainly 5Ks. It was so good to get a 9-mile trail run last night in my new Ultras. Cool. That's cool. That's nice. Well, I hope you're not staying too busy for too much longer and you can get out there and enjoy some of those trails. Awesome. Let's see. Where did I go? Chris says, I saw some trail runner who cuts the tops out of all his retired racing shoes so he can use them as sandals. I've seen that. One of the guys that I used to live with, he would do that. He was a soccer player. And so all his running shoes were like, he would take the running shoes that he would like train in or like go to practice in once they were all super beat up. then he would cut them so that way, like, just like the laces would stay on the top and everything, he could just slide his feet in them, and they looked terrible, but he swore that they were super comfortable and he loved them. But I'm like, they're so stinky, they're disgusting. Why are you still doing that? But he loved them. He did that all the time. Danny J said that guy that was wearing sandals, he said maybe just read Born to Run is trending like Taramara. Passed a dude running in blue jeans last week. Savage. Oh, that's so funny. One time in college, we went to a meet. It was like Northwest Missouri State. I don't know what the name of the college was, but it was like somewhere like, well, almost the exact opposite side of the state as St. Louis was in. And we got there and we were warming up and we're just doing some laps around the track. And all of a sudden we hear this guy coming up behind us. And it's like, it's one of those slapper runners where like he hits the ground and you just like hear him every stride. And you're like, doesn't that hurt your shins to run like that? So we hear him coming and he comes around us and he's got no shirt and jeans on. This would have been like 1998. So like way before Born to Run came out, right? I don't know when that book came out, but I think it was way before Born to Run came out. And we were just like, I don't know, you're on the west side of the state of Missouri now. I guess that's what this is. So I don't know, I don't know. If I saw a guy running in blue jeans around here, I'll just be like, well, good for him. He's getting out and he's running in what he's got. I wouldn't think like, oh, he read Born to Run. Daniel M says, you should treat yourself to some Patagonia gear. Say you did it for us. They have some really cool looking run vests. Yeah, I'm I did a couple of like when the pandemic first hit, I got invited to go to these like virtual trade conferences and stuff. And I saw a presentation from Patagonia on some of just their like outdoor like camping line and stuff. And I was like, wow, that stuff's really expensive, but it looks really nice and comfy. Like I saw some stuff from Patagonia and like Cotopaxi, which I thought was pretty cool. Like the colors are pretty outside of my normal comfort range, but I'm like, those look nice. So I don't know. I think like today I was thinking on my run, I'm like, I got to step it up for like the winter running essentials. I got to try a big new variety. Like I have my favorites, but I feel like I got to get out there and try to like just some more stuff. Just to see what else is out there. So I'm going to be doing some shopping in a little bit. I think I'll get some in Gingy. Mariel's saying it's amazing. She says tries them all the time. And then someone said something is better than in Gingy. Where did that go? I don't know. I assume as soon as I do a search on the internet for Injinji, I'll get like all sorts of stuff in Instagram about other 5-finger socks. So I'm sure I'll find it. Jody says, I love those socks. And yes, get the toe socks. You should really try them for long. I'll do it. I'm trying it. Yeah. Oh, Danny, though, I didn't like it. Don't work for my weird pinky toe. See, I've got a weird pinky toe, too. My left pinky toe, it always feels a little bit tender, right? So, like, I don't know if my left foot's slightly bigger or what. But, like, in the wintertime, I like, wearing socks just because, stay a little bit warmer in the house. I don't wear running socks when I'm not running because like the running socks, like kind of feel like the foot is bound in a little bit. I know they're not that tight, but like I feel that. And so I'm worried about my left pinky toe. It could be like the weak link on the chain. All right. Frank Lahudi says, for his training block, El Paso Marathon is theoretically scheduled for February 14th. Doubt it'll happen, but figure I'll go through the process anyway. Awesome. Oh, like a Valentine's Day marathon. Cool. Awesome. Good luck, Frank. You'll have to let us know how it's going. Flying Banana says, stay active and healthy, everyone. Hope this pandemic be gone very soon. It's a great sentiment. I thank you. All right. Where did that go? I saw something from Matthew that I wanted to get to. Ooh, Matthew Holdy says, a 30-hour race in 2 weeks. First race of 2020. Hoping for 104 miles at least. That sounds insane. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I was looking the other day on the internet at 50-mile races, and I found a couple of like 100-mile races, and I was just like, oh, that's 5 20-mile laps. That sounds crazy. And yeah, I was like, I don't even know how long it's going to take. because I was trying to figure out how long it would take me to do a 50-mile race. And I'm like, well, if I take like 2 hours for every 10-mile stretch, depending on like the elevation change, I think I can manage that. And that'll bring me in at what? 5 times 2, 10 hours. I feel like maybe that's what I'll shoot for. But I don't know. We'll see how the knee holds up. The knee, by the way, is getting much, much better. Like every day it's getting better. So I'm feeling good. I feel like all the work that I'm doing is paying off. Still keeping my overall mileage a little bit lower. I had like 50 miles for the week last week. I'll have 50 miles for the week this week. And one of the things that we did, since we stopped by the apartment in Chicago on the way back, and we got like we picked up like snow toys for like the kids, because we're like, we're going to be here at least until January, I think. Or we won't be in our apartment until January. And then so we bought like a sled, like the snowball like maker thing. You guys ever try those? And like a snow brick maker. That's super fun. And I brought my snow pants, I bought like my goggles. So when it gets super cold, I have that. I didn't bring my balaclava. But anyway, I got my goggles, and we brought back the exercise bike, the spin bike. So I think I'm going to get back on Zwift and do that. So we'll see how that goes. Martha says, it would be nice to have something in between the Boston and SL20 stack height, the super stack height, and the super stack height, the Adidas Adios Pro. Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, like, I guess there is. It's the Ultra Boost, right? But like, I'm like, but not that one. You know, but I know exactly what you mean. But here's the thing. Here's what I don't understand about Adidas shoes or Adidas shoes is that like you've got like fast stuff like Boston SL20, Adios 5, and then you've got everything else where the shoes weigh like 11 ounces, and there's like nothing in that middle range. I don't get it. I'm not sure. Like it's a gaping hole. And this is from a company that makes like a bunch of SKUs. Like there's just so many different products. There's even like an SL 20.2, right, coming out, or is it out? I'm not sure. The way the SL 20.2 looked, by the way, I was really hoping it was weatherized, kind of like the Pulse Boost HD Winter. Like I was hoping for at least something like that. I want a winter SL 20. That's what I want. But but there's like a big hole right there. I wonder if there was supposed to be something and then like they scrapped it. But maybe, I mean, yeah, but even like what is it? Like the solar? No, like the Nova? No, what is there? They have some weird solar glide, or they have weird name. I don't forget what the names are. They're all like astronomical. They might fit in that middle category, but they're so heavy. And I just feel like they don't need to be. I feel like they're really good for high school gym class, So like, I don't get it. Yeah, that's where I feel like Adidas is missing the mark this year. Chrissy House getting big thunder and lightning in Miami. If I disappear, then the power is gone. Well, I hope you stay safe. Martha says, what's the stack height of the Adizero Pro? It doesn't look that different from the Boston or SL20. I don't remember off the top of my head. It's a couple of millimeters more, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look that up. Stephen Gersdorf says, if you can maintain an 8-hour marathon pace, you'll be close to 100 miles in 30 hours? Wait, what? I'm not sure I understand that question. Dr. Funk 1216 says, let's say hypothetically, all the races we're going on right now, what's the one you want to do the most? Ooh. Well, for me, I mean, Boston is the one I want to do most, but I also really want to do CIM and Grandma's. Like, I feel like those are going to be very fun races. I feel like, it's a weird, I don't want to like make it sound like elitist or anything, but I feel like those are like runners races. I feel like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that sign up locally, but I feel like if you've been like thinking about marathons for a while, then like those start to come up on your radar and to go to those. So, I haven't been to them, so maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel like both from everything I hear in terms of the way they're organized and run and executed and the way that they treat the runners really well, I feel like those are the two that I really want to do. Yeah. That's a great question. Yeah, Martha says that Patagonia makes good stuff and they're making biodegradable green products lately. Yeah, I'm really excited that that's like a big push for a lot of like apparel and retail right now is like using some of these either renewable products or sustainable products. I'm a big fan of that. Rainrunner says the Cotopaxi looks awesome. Still haven't tried. I also recommend Topo Designs for fun colors and quality. You know, I keep looking at them, but I feel like all the topos look like variants of the Ultra Taurin for like the big Ultra, and like that big Ultra, like that Taurin, it looks like a big Hoka to me, like an old school Hoka. So I feel like they're all just like it's like I feel like it's all the same shoe, but I know that's oversimplifying it, but I don't know. I think topos are all zero drop, right? I think that they are. But I don't know. I think I've been liking. I haven't found a zero drop shoe I haven't liked. So I mean, I've only tried two, but I think I'm gonna try more. Maybe that's one that I'll check out. Andreas says, "What's up, guys?" A lot of U's in that one. Where was I? I was looking at something yesterday, and someone wanted to write like, "I think there's a problem with this." And like they wrote like 3 Ks in a row, and I was like, I think you should reevaluate that Instagram story. I forget where I saw that. But what's up? All the U's, no problems there. All right. Oh, Andreas just had some kiwis and pineapple. Oh dear, so good. That sounds delicious. Pineapple is my favorite fruit. I love pineapple. I can eat a whole pineapple in one sitting, I feel like. Like, I wonder, like, I don't know. Like, I think I would enjoy just like, but there's that like core in the middle. So I would want it cored and maybe cut up and then I'll just eat it out of like the pineapple thing. I don't know. I just love pineapple. I like pineapple a lot. Anna says, do you get Innovate clothes in the US? They make really good running clothes. I really like their trail running shorts and tops. I think Innovate is available here, but it's not as widely available and it tends to be pretty expensive. I don't know if it's more expensive than Patagonia or like North Face kind of stuff, like in that category. But, I hear only good things. So I think I'm due to check it out, especially because like I feel like they do really well with like stuff that's good for the elements, like the trail running shorts and tops you're talking about. I feel like when it comes to like wind, rain, being out like on a trail for a long period of time, like stuff that I think would translate well to like my kind of winter running, I think it's worth a look. Danny J says, have you ever eaten so much pineapple that you burned your mouth? When I lived in Hawaii, that happened often. I don't think that's ever happened to me, but like, eating a lot of pineapple, I do think does some weird things to your system. I've never had really adverse effects, but I know from changing diapers of my kids when they eat a lot of pineapple that like it does. It's not a bad thing, but like it makes itself known when someone has eaten a lot of pineapple. David Henry says, now that you're fun employed, I like that. Would you consider leaving the Chicago area and going into more exciting running terrain? It's something that my wife actually was thinking. She was like, do you need to, now that you're doing this, do you need to like be somewhere else where it's like warmer? And, I was like, I mean, in theory, yeah, it's something that we would certainly consider. I don't think we would do it. I wouldn't be like, you know what, let's go to San Diego. Although like San Diego is a place that like I love. We have some family there. It'd be great. Then I think we could get other family to come out and follow us too if we did that. So like San Diego, like, it'd be weird. It'd just be like somewhat arbitrary for us to go, but it's beautiful. But I think right now, like, with the pandemic being like, well, still ongoing, if we were to leave, I think we would probably go somewhere that we can either bring family or be near family. So that's like a thing that we're thinking about, like having like family support is, and other people that can just, watch your back a little bit, I think is important. Frank says, I always feel like pineapple helps my joints. Chrissy says, pineapple with red chili flakes. Ooh, I've never had that before. I'm gonna have to try that. Wes Anderson says, best shoes for running on a cold, snowy day. Already got a few inches in Minneapolis last week. Yeah, you got more than a few inches over there. there's a lot of companies make winterized versions of shoes, or Gore-Tex versions of shoes. It's still, I think, a little bit, early, because I feel like right about now is when those shoes start coming out. So like, have we seen a Peg 37 Shield yet? Usually that comes out like the week of or the week before the Chicago Marathon, like 1 or 2 weeks before that. So I feel like that would be now. But I'm starting to think that like for winterized shoes, I really like the Peg 36 Trail. There's a Gore-Tex version. Like I feel like that's a good one, because then it's like, it depends. If you're on trails, then that's probably not enough for you. But if you're on roads, I feel like that's going to be good enough for it. But if we're talking about Minneapolis snow, you might need something a little bit more robust. In that sense, I would look at like the Hoka's Challenger ATR. They make a Gore-Tex version. I don't know if the Challenger 6 is available in a Gore-Tex version yet. I ran in the 5. I don't love that shoe unless it's really gross out. So I feel like in the snowy conditions, then it would be really nice. But yeah, so I like most of the brands around this time of year start releasing winterized versions. And Ed Bud, speaking of Ed Bud, he was saying that like the Legend React is coming out in Legend React 3 Shield. And I was like, wait, I don't think we had an Odyssey React 3, and I want an Odyssey React 3 Shield, but I'm interested in the Legend React 3 Shield. We'll see. So, I mean, there's a lot of like winterized versions. I like one of my favorites was the Ride 10, came out in a GTX version, a Gore-Tex version. That was a good shoe too. Yeah. Matthew Hudley says 36 Trails is a good shoe for snow roads. Also on sale now. Yeah. They're marking down all of those because I think they're getting ready for releasing the Peg 37 versions. So like, yeah. At least for like the winterized ones. Roadrunner says, I think 40 has a review on the Peg Shield. Might be another one, but he did a winter shoe review on a number of them. Yeah. I saw he did a whole bunch. Very cool. I'll have to go review some of those. Then I said, Ed said the Shield shoes tend to keep water in rather than keep it out for him. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like here's my take on like a lot of like Nike's winter quote unquote stuff. I feel like it's designed by Pacific Northwest runners for Pacific Northwest runners. So when they say winter, they mean like 40 degrees and like damp. So that's kind of like how I feel about it. A lot of times for the Shield stuff, like when there's Gore-Tex, I think it's a little bit different, but like some of like their Shield like running jackets and stuff, like for the winter, I'm like, this isn't not enough. I got to layer a bunch to be able to run in this in the winter. And here's the thing that I've been having a problem with some like the Peg Shields lately is whatever it is, they just have been getting a little bit stiffer than I like. And then like, I feel like that happened on just the regular Peg 37. So I'm like, why is it getting so firm on the bottom? So like, that's where I'm like, why is this not improving? So I don't know, maybe I'll take a look at some of the Shields this year and see if they've, made some changes. Yeah. Dr. Fong said, how do people know how to cut a pineapple before the internet? Was it in an encyclopedia? That's funny. That's really funny. You know what? You just didn't eat pineapple. You either like went to like a restaurant where they cut it for you, or like you got it like in a can with pineapple chunks. That was my experience. I don't think I ate like a fresh cut pineapple, except at a restaurant. I don't think I did that until like I got married. Like I think my wife was like, let's get a pineapple core thing. And then she like, you dig it into the pineapple and then you just spin it. And I'm like, this is magic. Yeah, Asian Sensation says, hey, Kofuzi, do you still own a place in Chicago, or is that just a rental for you? Any plans to head back to Chicago in 2021? We still own the place. We've lived there for 13 years. And right now we're thinking maybe January. Depends on what Chicago Public Schools does, is when we'll go back. So like whenever Chicago Public Schools goes back to some sort of in-person model and is no longer all virtual, that's when we'll go back. Let's see. All right. Roadrunner Review says, I think the Torrent 2 will be my winter shoe this year. Rural Kentucky does not keep its roads too clean, so I hit the trails or the dreaded treadmill. You know what? I want the Torrent 2 to come in like a winter version. Like that. That would be pretty exciting. I don't think, does Hoka do like winter versions of shoes? I don't think that I do. They do the Challenger Gore-Tex. So like I keep hoping. I mean, I haven't been looking, so maybe there is one. But I'm hoping that there's like a Torrent 2 Gore-Tex. That would be cool. I would really like that. That would be like probably my go-to winter shoe. But last winter it didn't get too messy, so I didn't get to do a lot of waterproof socks testing. This year I've got the waterproof socks, so we're gonna test that out too. Roadrunner Review says, speaking of treadmills, what's the best treadmill shoe? For treadmill shoes, because the deck usually has some sort of shock absorption, or if nothing else, like just running on the deck of the treadmill absorbs some impact compared to like running on pavement. I always feel like stuff that is lower drop and lower stack height, could be both or just lower stack height, is like stuff that I really like. So like I would recommend the Atreyu, like the original Atreyu. I think one of my favorite like treadmill shoes is like the Zante, Zante Pursuit? That one is like really good because like the fresh foam on it is nice, but it's very thin. But on a treadmill, it's like just right. So like those are the kinds of shoes that I look for. Shannon says, hey, just went to pick up my husband's car that he wrecked on my birthday. Too bad he scraped up and busted a tire in his rental last night. When it rains, it pours. Oh, sorry to hear that, Shannon. I hope everyone's okay. Oh, man. Danny J says, before there was the internet, carving a pineapple was a tradition handed down from the ancestors. Only the initiated were taught how to carve the apple of pine. That's funny. Awesome. Oh, Mark Ray says, just bought my first Johnny Walker Black a few days ago. I thought of Kofuzi, everything in black. I've not researched on how a Scotch has this name yet. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Johnny Walker Black. I think my favorite, though, I feel like for cost and value of the Johnny Walker colors is the gold label. I like that one the best. Blue has much more nuance and is a lot nicer, but it's so much more expensive. The gold is really nice. And especially, here's the thing we were talking about, if I can go to England sometime, if you can get a big jug of Johnny Walker in duty free, like in the gold label is almost always like up front when you're in the duty free shop. Like that's probably something I'll pick up a lot of. It's delicious. Ooh, Jeff Elliott says there's a Speed Goat for GTX. Here's the thing about the Speed Goat though. I think it's more trail shoe than I need. Like when I go run around the trails out here, I feel like, oh, those are like moderate trails. It's steep, it's hilly, it's muddy. And then like I talk about it as like a moderate trail in the video, and everyone's like, that's not a trail. This is like knifey spoony. They're like, that's not a trail. I'll show you some trails. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe and people say like the Speed Goat 4 is the speed shoe for like real trails, quote unquote. And so I've always kind of shied away from that shoe. Remy says he keeps a dead pair of road shoes for the treadmill. That makes a lot of sense. I think that works too. Jody says, I just found out that it's unlikely that Australia will open its borders to the US or UK at all in 2021. What? Wow. So I have to plan races locally. I love traveling internationally for races, so I'm very disappointed. Wow. They've already like written off 2020, like 14 months from now too. Wow. That says a lot. Shannon says, can I say I was skeptical of a movie running during the stream yesterday, but it was so funny and worked. I now want to see the scenes Mike was describing. Awesome. Thanks, Shannon. That's good. I wasn't sure how that worked out. And I think maybe it'll be good for me to like either watch one of those videos and then like run it. So that way, like, I'm not trying to pay attention to dialogue and like read what you guys are writing like on the side at the same time. Or like we'll have to visit movies I haven't seen in like 20 years. I think that would be fun. Danielle M says, Johnny Walker, green or gold? I forgot that there's a green label. In my mind, I can't just like remember what the flavor is of green. And So I guess I'll have to do some research. Chris Yao says, Johnny Walker gives me an awful headache, even while drinking it. I'm working a bottle of Glenlivet 12 now. Oh, that's a good one. I haven't had any good scotch in a long time. But I'm not like a real good scotch drinker. I mean, yeah. I like what I like. I like it for it to be like pretty clean, not too peaty. You know, just I like anything that I can drink neat and just sip on a little bit. That's what I like. Daniel M says, fun fact about Jack Daniels. Green label is made the exact same way as a black label, but when taste tested is deemed not up to snuff by the tasters. So basically the same, but a bit cheaper. I didn't know that. So the green, that's interesting. You know, that's kind of what I thought is what happened. Back in college, we used to think that that's how you ended up with natural light, is that it was basically Bud Light that didn't like cook correctly. And so they were like, oh, well, all right, put it in the Natty Light can. That's what we'll do. All right, Jeff Elliott giving some kind of context on the speed goats versus the torrents. He wears the speed goats for mountain running, and he wants the torrents for lighter stuff. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. Makes sense. Shannon says, I keep dead shoes to cut grass, namely anything Brooks. Yeah, like an old pair of Mizunos. Like, there you go. That could work. Yeah. But I haven't cut the grass now in a while. No one lets me anymore. Dr. Funk 1216 says, do you have a strength training routine? Is there an old Kofuzi video on it? I have like a leg strength routine, and I think that I need to like update it. It's been the thing that I've been using to help me during like my knee kind of issues. So I'll probably update that one, but I don't have like an upper body strength routine. One thing at a time. I'm going to work on like getting my knee back to 100%. And then to be honest, I'm probably not going to make an upper body strength routine. I just ain't got time for that. Danny J says, my sister named her son Johnny Walker. I told her it's a bad idea. He's one, but he's drunk all the time for sure. Oh, that's funny. Rain Runner is a gin person. Cool. My wife is a gin person as well. She likes Beefeater and Sapphire. Those are like her too. Stevie Six says, recommend the Dalmore 12. Smooth and about the same price as the SL20. My favorite are Balvenie. Like anything, like there's the one that comes in the yellow can, and then there's the one that comes in the white can. I don't remember the years on them. I'm not that careful. Like, I'm not that good with books either, especially kids' books. You know, people are like, oh, I love so-and-so Rodstein or whatever. And I love the illustrator for that book. I'm like, I don't know. I like the ones that have the flip over. So like I'm not really good at paying attention to details, but Balvenie, the colors, the yellow and the white ones, those are the ones that I like the best. But Dalmore is tasty. Yeah, I think the Glens are all, I wish I could like any of the Glens, like Glenfiddich, Glenfarclas, Glenlivet, but I think that they're all too like just grassy for me. Dr. Funk says he's the opposite of me. Loves it. Is like Scotch Lagavulin. I don't know. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Yeah. Martha says she also likes it as well. Cool. Or I don't know if she said she likes it. She said it was the best I tasted. Oh, wait. We had someone saying something about a trail half. Oh, cool. All right. Let me get the, where is the, here we go. Need some cowbell. Awesome. Hapless Guitar Photography said, did my first trail half marathon in Indiana today. Awesome. Congratulations. Hope it went well. That sounds fun. A trail half marathon. I feel like though, like a trail half marathon, I mean, you probably didn't think this if this was your first trail half marathon, but I would feel like trail half marathon would feel short, right? Maybe it wouldn't, but cool. Matt says, how is the knee doing? How are the glutes? The knee is improving. It's getting better and better, like day by day. And so I'm feeling good about that. I can tell on days where I'm not like kind of like doing some massage of the knee in the evening and then trying to do some like strengthening exercises of like the knee area. I've been doing like a lot of like single leg, like pistol squats and like single leg squats to try and just make sure I'm loading the knee in like the correct way. I've been using some of the balance ball to do that, or just doing it standing up or assisted, like using some chairs to like put a little bit less weight on it, but enough to like strain it a little bit. And that seems to help. That seems to have helped the most. But also, I didn't start doing that until a couple weeks after like activating the glutes and stuff. But I will tell you this. So we were in the car for 9 hours yesterday. Well, like 8 hours with an hour, like dropping off the ballot and then going back to our apartment and like, like just grabbing a bunch of stuff and leaving. When I got out of the car to run down to the building to drop off the ballot, my glutes were like super tight because I just sat for like 4 hours straight. And I was like, oh, this is sleepy glutes. Amazing. So like I noticed what, like, I feel like I'm noticing it. I'm getting it. I think. So I think the glutes are coming along nicely. Well, Danny J says, I always tell the bartender, give me gin and tonic, hold the gin. Haven't had alcohol in like 5 years. That's cool. That's great. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Dr. Funk 1216 says, Dalmore 12 tastes like Christmas gingerbread cookies. Really? It's not the flavor that I get from it. But again, maybe I need to do maybe that's what we need to do for happy hour. Do a little bit of taste testing. Mark is drinking wine right now. Loving the live stream with a glass of boxed red. Very cool. Awesome. We used to drink a lot of Carlo Rossi, the jug. And we would hold the jug and like just drink out of it. Like we would each have like a jug. I lived in a fraternity house. We would each have a jug and drink out of the jug. And we would call that like our fancy wine drinking. Shannon says, if I order a gin and tonic, I'm holding the gin and the tonic. Two of the yuckiest beverages ever. That's funny. Oh, funny. All right, let's get one more. And then I think I got to take off for today. All right. So Hapless Photography said the road half marathon. It's doing a road half marathon in Chesterton, Indiana next Sunday and a 50K in December. Whoa, that's quite a bit of racing. Awesome. That sounds fun. A 50K in December, you say, huh? Oh, that's interesting. But Hapless Guitar Photography has been off the sauce for a few years. I have been drinking a lot less. Basically, since I started, training for marathons a little bit more seriously, I just drink way less. Just because, like, I know I got to get up early in the morning and run, or I want to be able to get up early in the morning and run. So, like, my desire to have drinks is greatly diminished. And then ever since I started tracking my sleep, and more than just like you slept this many hours, but like getting insights into like how good the sleep was. Once I started getting that kind of insight, then I was like, oh, those 2 beers at dinner, that made a big difference. I got to not do that. So like I've been cutting down on it quite a bit. And Hapless Guitar Photography says that 50K is in Jackson County, Indiana on December 5th. Oh, I think were you the one telling me about that? Someone was telling me about that the other day. Yeah, that's far south though. That's far from here. But I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing that one. It's too soon, I think, for me. All right. I think that's a good place to leave it for today, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I had a great time talking to you guys about everything today. It was good. I finally feel like I'm warming up, so I'm feeling good about that too. Now I got to take care of not take care of, but now it's time for pumpkin-y, Halloween-y stuff for me. Hopefully you guys are having fun with Halloween too and being safe out there. Tomorrow's video is going to be about Bondi 7. We got it to 100 miles today. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. And then we'll do another live stream in the afternoon. Same time, 3 p.m. Central Time here on YouTube. Hopefully I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.